Yeah, that's it, man. Let's start off with all the non-playoff teams. But considering that we just had some breaking news literally right before we got on the show, we'll go ahead and start with that team.
What breaking news would that be, sir?
Some follow from Burners type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Is that
So
right?
the non-playoff team that we start with is the Las Vegas Raiders. And before we get into
Raider
what they're
Ragu
going to
right
do
here.
during the summer and all that
Um,
shit, we have a
I'm recording
shocking,
myself live while I'm on the
yeah,
All
we
Grind
have a
Sports Shop.
shocking firing of AP. They announced he was let go. I think Dre put it in the chat, and like I literally searched it up and didn't see split to where it was like I guess that fresh. And I seen something saying that Davis was thinking about it, or was gonna sleep on it, or something like that. And that was the last news I seen. So I thought he was cool, but apparently, ultimately, they decided to go ahead and let him go after one season. Um, so I'll let Ragu. You wanna take this on first? Or you wanna let everybody get their thoughts and then chime? How you wanna do it? I'll let you choose, man. It's your
Well,
side. It's your squad.
yeah, man, I'll go first, and y'all can talk about it after I finish.
Okay.
Um, I don't know where to start. It's a lot to unpack. I thought because he had made it to Tuesday that they was gonna actually, keep him around, bro. Let him make some changes and go from there. Everybody knows it was injuries. They know our quarterback situation wasn't ideal. And I'm not even be calling people trash and all that. I'm just saying we didn't have the best roster to begin with, and then we had injuries as we went along. Um, Devontae Adams situation happened. Uh, Also, as it came out late in the season, like those last few games, I think AP wanted to go with O'Connell and end up going with Minshew because of economic pressure from up top. All right, they didn't bring Josh back. Uh, all kinds of stuff that wasn't AP's fault. They wouldn't give Kingsbury the contract he wanted. He ended up going with this Luke Getzey guy, who really I think ended up getting him fired. Or, bro, as this season went along, Mark Davis sold chunks of the team to Tom Brady, Richard Seymour, and this other investor. He got about $1 billion in cash for that. All right? When you get $1 billion in cash, all right, you didn't give AP anything but a 2-year contract, and you lowballed him because he was a first-time head coach. So you didn't give him no serious money. Um, and then you got this $1 billion in cash because everybody was talking about how the Raiders are worth a lot of money now, but that's just net worth. That's not cash in hand for Mark Davis. You understand what I'm saying? So he sold them chunks of the team to get that cash to pay off McDaniels, who he gave a 6-year contract to. People don't remember that shit. He gave John Gruden a 10-year joint, right? He got to pay off all that. You understand? And then be attractive for free agents. Hey, as a businessman, bro, you got $1 billion deals in the works months before they're actually happening, right? What I mean is, you don't just wake up and say, let me call this billionaire dude and see if he want to do this deal. Y'all been working on this. My position on it is they used AP, bro. This was a transition year while Mark Davis got his money right. The fans was hollering for AP. He pleased us. Let him go ahead and do have the coaching job for a minute. Didn't give him anything he wanted, starting from the offensive coordinator to the quarterback right off the bat, and then with Josh Jacobs as well, and then blamed everything on him, bro, and got him up out of here. That's what I feel like.
So there was rumors that he was going over everything with Brady situation. How heavy do you think that weighed on you, or do you think he was gone regardless?
Brady? Yeah, nah. If going by what I just said, bro, Brady didn't have nothing to do with it. This was Mark. Him and Brady might have talked about this beforehand, before the transaction with Brady was actually even done. They might have talked about this year using it as a transition year, because I'm telling you, man, Mark can have the cash. And when you fire coaches, bro, those contracts are guaranteed. You have to pay these guys to go home. You can't just say you're fired and then void the contract. If you guys remember, shout out to my big bro, there is a famous video of Al Davis when he fired Lane Kiffin. And he was like, I fired him for calls. And the reason why he was saying that is if you fire somebody for calls, then you don't have to pay. But if you just decide, bro, this is not how I thought it was going to go, I'm going to go ahead and relieve you of your duties, then you owe money. You owe them the money that you signed them up for.
And I was about to say that's why Gruden did what he did and just got up out of there, right? Because if they would have fired him for the
Yeah,
schedule, then they wouldn't have had to pay him. But because he resigned himself, he signed
exactly.
himself for that, right?
Exactly. And it was from some bull crap that happened outside the organization before he signed his contract. So he didn't do anything to void his contract. You understand what I'm saying? It was just bad press for the Raiders, and they had to fire him. So he owes John Gruden. He owes Josh McDaniel. He owes Dave Ziegler, right? He's paying all these people, bro. And then you want to be attractive for free agents, right? You gotta pay signing bonuses to guys now. So he got himself right. He got his money right, cash wise, and he used AP in a transition year with a turd roster. And I'm not calling any pro guys trash, but the team is young, the team is small, and the team is not good. And they used my man. Now they're gonna go forward with a taller coach, and they're gonna open up the. You understand? They're gonna do it right now with the taller coach. So I'm saying.
Um,
What y'all think happened?
my non-Raider guys, talk to me, man. What's y'all immediate thoughts when y'all heard the news?
Shocked. I ain't believe it. What? You just wasting people's time now?
Yeah, what exactly did you expect with the cards he pulled?
Like you couldn't give him another year. You just had to fucking fire him right then and there. Yet you'll give guys like McDaniels, you'll give them chance after chance. I'm not getting it.
Big effing facts.
I just don't get
And
it.
he had a way more like
He had
anticipated
players,
roster that was supposed to do
JC,
something than AP
he
did.
had players willing to run through a wall for him, and they said that during conferences. It wasn't AP's fault.
Has there any has Ragu has I don't know if you follow this thing, has there been any chance of him possibly losing the locker room at some point or something like that?
No, not at all. Even after the game, guys got interviewed just Sunday, saying how they were still with him and how they was happy he hung in there with them and how he never quit on them and how they didn't quit on him, bro. So nah, it wasn't that.
Right, dude, and you said it. You pretty much said it right then and there at the end of your sentence. Like, I guess it just wasn't tall enough. Like, and that's crazy.
I mean,
McDaniel, chance after chance after chance, and then 1 year just done. Like, this bullshit.
yeah, with all the shit that happened, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like they used them as a transition year. And if they get to,
Like you said, they didn't have to pay him though, compared to other coaches that just come
All the
in.
contract stuff they had to.
you already know. You already know.
Jay, what you think?
For me, think of it like, are we just wasting people's time? Like, what was the point of hiring them? When you kind of already knew the results that were probably going to happen this year, I feel like it just wasted everybody's time. But like listening to Ragu, it does seem like some type of like money decision. You know what I mean? Like
Like it had nothing to do with football.
it seemed like a throwaway type year.
Yeah, that's what it was. Jay Will. Yeah.
So they signed him like the writing was already on the wall. This is crazy. You know?
Unless he would have beat the odds and did something crazy, like happened to win 10 games or something like that, that would have been the only way. But
Then you would have looked stupid for firing him. You know what I'm saying?
that was it do something so incredible to where we'll look like idiots if we fire you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's easy to just, if you just look on paper, oh, you only won 4 games, get out of here. I mean, that's easy to do.
Right.
But like Ragu always brings up, what if they would have did that to? What if Detroit would have did that to Dan Campbell? He won 3 games.
Yeah. Yeah. And they know the roster wasn't like Mark Davis knows that that roster, man. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't all that, bro. Can't nobody tell me that he got himself fooled into thinking that the roster, as it's currently constructed, is a winning like playoff type roster. So
I mean,
they know what's up.
Injuries that took place throughout the season. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he felt like I spent this money on Wilkins. You know what I mean? Like,
Wilkins got hurt.
That's what I'm saying.
There's nothing they could do
The
about it.
injuries that happen, it's like at that point you have to reassess.
Malcolm Kuntz got hurt before the season started. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the quarterback situation. And then they didn't bring back Josh. And one of the main things we couldn't do was run the football.
And he in the off right now.
One of the best players in the league. Josh Jacobs. We didn't bring him back like we was too good for him, right? And then we couldn't even run the ball worth a turn. We had Amir Abdullah. You understand? As like our top guy that ended up being our top guy, the only guy that ran for 100 yards this year. But they want to fire AP and blame him like it was like we had a good team. It's crazy, bro. We know what it is for real, bro. I don't care what nobody say, bro.
Let me ask you this, like, because I know you watch your game, probably every game, very closely. How were y'all losing? Were y'all like just like getting ran through most games? Were y'all competing and then they pulled away?
Paul.
A lot of the games close. Like how were y'all losing?
Great question. You say, how was the Raiders losing the games? JC, right now, I was in the process all day. Been in the lab. Been watching the season back from game 1. I'm going to tell you, bro, what it seemed like to me with the coaching and stuff that we had at the beginning part of the season. It was one of those situations as a young team when one thing went wrong, just like kind of snowballed, bro, and got like I'll give you an example, and I could really say this for the entire season. The pick 6 at Denver. We win in that game 10-3 at the time. If we score that touchdown, remember he ran the ball 99 yards, so we right there at the goal line when he caught the ball and scored. We go up 17-3, right? But instead of going up 17-3, we go, the dude, Surtain, intercepts the ball, runs it back 99 yards, 10-10 tie. Bro, from that point on in the season, the Raiders could not get shit right. So, to answer your question, they would lose from a turnover. They would start off the game good, turn the ball over in a crucial situation, and it seems like they would kind of go into a shell for about a quarter after that. And by the time they look up and start playing, they would be down by 2 or 3 scores. In a Steeler game, in another game or two, there were also some suspect calls. I don't care what nobody say. And I ain't taking nothing away from Marvin Nate's season, but there was also some suspect calls against the Raiders as well. And not just as a person that covers the Raiders. I'm just saying, if you watch football, we go back and we'll watch them together. But that's how, bro. It was just like a snowball effect after like a turnover or something.
And then Ragu also didn't know that Devontae Adams just had to throw that.
And then the Adams situation.
Then Devontae Adams, yeah.
Like,
Yep.
I swear he did that on purpose. Like, because he wasn't getting what he wanted, then he was like, you know what, fuck y'all, I'm just gonna cause more problems.
Right, because remember.
If you were to know, my bad, Ragu.
No, go ahead.
If you were to look at the entirety of the season, like right now, and if you were to know that all of that was going to take place from top to bottom, from the Jetsy to Adams to Kuntz to Wilkins, Crosby, if you look at everything, and out of that season, no quarterback, and then he's able to at least compete to get 4 wins and have some of the close matchups he had, what more could you have realistically expected out of a first-time head coach?
That's what I'm saying too, bro. You know.
I want to hear is for the that I do this like Mark Davis. Davis say I do this for the players. If you were doing this for the players, and if you listened to your players, you would have kept AP.
Yeah.
So now for the
But like what JC said though, 100% on the roster, JC. What was they realistically expecting? They could have went. He could have did like a 6-11, or pulled a really did a genie type job and did a 7-10. But it wasn't like this was a playoff team.
It ain't like he got the roster at the game.
And I know I was talking crazy. We was drinking the Kool-Aid or whatever. No, it wasn't just me.
Yeah, I know. And I talked to Nora. He'll be back soon to have to stand for that. I talked to Pooh. All these is off record. I talked to you off record. So
Yeah, no, we was all gassed up, and we thought.
Dre was sipping that bottle from Burning Shit, like I always say. That's all it was. But now for the $1 million question. Where the hell do the Raiders go from here? Yes.
It's too soon, man. It's too soon.
You got the draft coming up.
That's maybe next week we can get into that, bro. This just happened literally right before the show started, so it's too soon, JC. I was telling my boy, I would like definitely to interview somebody on Matt LaFleur's staff. I think extremely highly of him as an offensive coach. I don't know what we're gonna do defensively. They probably gonna Rooney rule my boy Patrick Graham and interview him as if they really gonna try to hire him, but I don't know if that's gonna be the case. They're not gonna hire him. They just gonna Rooney rule him. No way they're gonna hire 2 black dudes in a row. But I would like, and I haven't even looked at who this guy might be, JC, but anybody that's been working with Matt LaFleur for the last few years, like Matt LaFleur's man, whoever Matt LaFleur's man's is, interview him. See if we can't bring him over here. Those dudes, they run the football there. Their offense is innovative. He took the young quarterback and did something with him immediately. So I like that dude as an offensive person and play caller. And they playing up there in the cold in Green Bay and still are able to have that kind of success. So just imagine what he can do in a domed stadium. So somebody affiliated with Matt LaFleur. Like Matt LaFleur is the Sean McVay of a couple years ago for me.
I agree. What's up there, man? What they need to do this summer? Is this Jesus territory?
I think this got to get quarterback. I know they have been talking about Travis Hunter, but man, I feel like you just can't keep ignoring them.
I'm also getting down on some college football 25 with my boy Mark.
Well, it looks like they're not getting either no more.
We got 6.
They're 6.
6.
Yeah. I mean,
College foot.
The Giants, Browns.
Who was that in the house?
And who else is in front of them? I need a quarterback. Oh, and the Titans. Right. All 3 of them that's 3 quarterbacks doing right there. So Shador's out, and then the Patriots are performing. I think. Yeah, I don't know if the Jags are, but I know the Patriots for sure. They're more than likely going to take Travis. So yeah, they probably both something off the career unless they do something to trade up.
Maybe once you finally recognize who the real nation is, maybe I would.
Oh, here it is.
I don't know what y'all need to do. I'm not sipping no more Kool-Aid. Not sipping no more.
Without time.
I'm not saying nothing else. No
Yeah, you got your own shit you need to deal with right now.
Like them Steelers, how they limping into the playoffs.
Exactly.
situation. I just think that it's enough of that. And I feel like you see that around the league where like a younger or just like an unexperienced coach gets like a very short leash compared to other coaches. But that's all I got.
That definitely was been time on that. That was more than enough. Let's go Bird, man. Let's see how can get do this. Barely missed the playoffs, but it's skin of their teeth. You know, they kind of, had one of their seasons where they started off hot and fizzled out toward the end.
I don't know if y'all can hear my folks on all ground.
So yeah, I know this is a hard one to kind of
Pause.
dissect. All right, Ragu, you be saying this up. Look at you. You are 3 for 3 in this episode.
And I be saying it ain't me, huh? It's more.
Talk about this last episode.
It's the chef.
I agree.
Yeah,
Agree with one.
I
I
can't.
said you can't blame me for that one.
You ain't got to.
I said pause wrong.
I know you actually have it. You actually have it, which is crazy. That's because you like, my work is done here. They gonna say it.
Oh, yeah, I know we got underground team here.
Let them talk to my guys. So y'all can hear them. Rain, shine. I'm gonna you can call me today. Let's check it out.
That's probably y'all biggest necessity is fixing that line.
All right, there we go.
Defense ain't the.
Now y'all can hear my guys from all grind.
For me seeing them, the DBs is pretty solid.
They
Definitely need some first 7 help.
Yeah.
I know they.
Oh, I see you, cool.
Wagner.
Another thing they got to correct for sure too is they had 21 committed turnovers this year.
And they do have a bright spot in Jackson. You know what I mean? I think there's something to build off of there. So maybe who knows? Maybe like it last year. You know what I'm saying? Start trying to find some guys. Get that corpse together.
Who you talking about?
Seattle.
Oh, Seattle. The team that just beat the Rams?
Nigga, I already mentioned that, nigga. We didn't need you to mention it again.
My bad, man. That's from when you was talking slick a couple weeks last week when I wasn't on here.
I just shouted him out for the 6 M's, though. One of those was beaten, so it's all good. What you thinking, Ragu? What you know what I'm saying? Where do you go as the GM of the Seahawks?
Man, because the Geno situation is.
I'll keep him at least one more year. Geno's not bad.
I feel like it's run its course. But if you Seattle GM, you feel like this is your championship quarterback?
Championship?
Exactly, Jay.
Well, how many of those are in the league, Ragu? Let's be fair.
But is this when you try to make a move and make it happen, though. That's what I'm saying. Do you get off of Geno right now? Pause.
I mean, it ain't like those is growing on trees or nothing like that.
True indeed. But do you shoot for a young guy or something now? Do you
Yeah, I
trade
mean,
for a J.J. McCarthy or something?
I think Jay will say. I think Jay will have a good idea on that. Like maybe try to get one of those like mid round, you know what I'm saying, project quarterbacks or something. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts.
Right. Right. Exactly.
What, you guys feel like Jalen's
Take
going to
a
be
chance
available?
on him. No, I mean, because he's saying that because Jalen was took him as that type of
Second round.
take a chance on. And then now he's the franchise quarterback, highest paid quarterback type shit. So yeah, I agree with Jay on that.
Yeah, that's what you talking about.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing.
Sticks as well.
Bro, they gotta start looking at these damn scouts too when they decide to fire a coach.
Right, when they be so quick to fire these damn coaches, what about your scouting team and your GM?
Man.
They know they sit there like we can fuck up all we want. We'll still have
They get so much like I mean I understand the certain if you have a team that should be without a doubt playoff or Super Bowl contending and you split the bed, I understand after 1 year saying like all right like this might not be it. But if you know that your team is in a rebuild process 100% and you got you know these GMs and these scouts and all that, you know that you're gonna at least give them minimum like 3 years. Generally, that you're probably gonna give them at least a few years to get it together. Why do the coaches not get that? You know what I'm saying? Even Ragu said it about not to go back to the Raiders, but he even said that about AP in the middle of the season because I asked him at what point do you start giving AP a side eye? He said if we start like this next year, that's when you can start doing that. But there's nothing he should be able to do this year to get fired. And I agree with that across the board. Again, you know, with coaches that come into a team that is clearly in a rebuild mode.
Yeah. Well said.
Let's go to the Saints, man.
Saints.
Finish 5-12. If I'm not mistaken, they got a situation going on right now, right? Derek Carr said he's not taking a pay cut, as he should.
Can you help me with the shower?
What the Saints got to do?
The shower over here.
It's obvious. Jesus.
And the reason in March, I'm glad you said that because you gotta realize life came at them real quick. You know, and then after that, nothing.
Yeah, y'all. Here's a team that 2-0. He's like, are they for real? The next team was bam.
Nah, I remember.
They've been like a quarterback away for a few years, and then I don't know what just.
Now they're dealing with Spencer Rattler and
I don't know what happened.
Spencer Rattler's not there.
Y'all remember when they were top 5 in power rankings after week 2? That shit was crazy.
After Farm.
Who they got?
JC.
Panthers.
I mean, yeah, is it good to say that? Yeah, it's time to call Jesus. Noah's Ark.
Can I get a yours and Brady's?
You know how to do it?
But where do they
Both sides of the ball.
Where do they start?
Shit.
He said, where did they start?
They had a little. They didn't have a full garage sale, but they did trade one of their cornerstone pieces, who's in the off right now. We'll talk about that later. But where do they go from there?
I think the first thing.
Actually, you know what? Actually, never mind. Because health reasons did play a part.
Play a backward. Carmen missing games too.
I forgot a lot of it was hurt too. So
They had some injuries. They did. The Saints had some injury issues for sure.
yeah, they had some injury. Carr ain't it either. Quarterback, Carr ain't it. Rattler ain't it. He ain't shit.
I would say it's time to start. You know, I know Kamara had a cool season and all that, but I would say it's time to start looking for a back again. Never back.
He ain't getting up there in age.
He ain't getting no younger.
And he's never been like much like good of a rusher anyway.
I mean, he had one good year. That was it. Other than that, he was a fucking shit.
Kamara only had one good year?
Not one good year, but as far as like a rushing, like he's been more like a passing running back than
Like kind of like more like an Eckler.
He's a Walmart McCaffrey.
And even Eckler, I think Eckler had what 1,500 yards before, so I don't even know if I can get one.
McCaffrey. I like that.
Have Eckler ran for that many yards before? I don't think so. You mean yards from scrimmage or something? Eckler?
My bad. It was 1,000. It was 1,000 and 1,000. He had 1,000 rushing.
Yeah, he ain't never ran for no 15, huh?
Yeah, that's what it was. But yeah, as far as I don't think Kamara to this day has ever had 1,000 yards rushing season.
That I have to look that one up. That's a good.
Yeah. I know Isaiah's usually the stat guy. Let me see. I got you.
I'm gonna say he's had at least 1,000 once. 1,000 at least once. I'm saying.
You said once? All right, let me see.
He had 6 touchdowns in one game against us, so
I remember that.
I'd be damned if he.
Alvin Kamara has never had a 1,000-yard season. This season was the closest he ever got, and with 950 yards.
Oh,
The thing's not turning hot.
that's pretty
He's
low.
turning cold.
Well, he missed some games too. But yeah, you're right.
Huh.
But he's always
Interesting.
been as far as being a receiver.
He's always
What's
played
happening?
both sides. Pretty good. He can be a pass rusher or a runner.
You gotta let it go for about like 30 seconds.
He's good after the catch.
I think when I realized he wasn't that good of a runner was I had a bet with one of the homies who's a Saints fan when Gurley went to Atlanta. Who would have more rushing yards that year? And I think up until like Gurley ended up getting hurt for the season, but it was like week 7 or 8 or something like that. And Gurley had more yards than him in rushing. This is not, mind you, I said his Atlanta season. So that was when I realized. That was when he literally had the arthritis. I think that's the last season he played, actually.
Who, Gurley?
I don't think he played after that, yeah.
He did.
Yeah, bounce around the practice stuff. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, I don't think he ever played another actual game. Unfortunately. Who's next, man?
All right, cool.
Let's go shot town. I can't wait till Norman get back. Norman got a stand on the 10 wins he gave prediction episode.
Yeah,
We was
Mr.
tripping because we didn't have him.
Caleb Williams. Yo, I don't know, man. I don't know about
And the Bears deserve every bit of this after how they did too. Every last bit.
Absolutely. This is deserved.
Luke Gadsby. You know what I mean?
I was one of them dumb drunkies too who said the Bears could get
Luke Gadsby and shit in Chicago. You know what I mean?
Hey, Ragu, that nigga Isaiah even said that, huh? He said the fact that Fields got 7 wins and he was dealing with this.
Yeah, man.
If I had known that.
He was actually the man. You feel me? Yeah. Luke Gadsby. Man.
What, yeah, this your division. What shot time to do this summer?
They need a coach. They need coaching. They have the talent around the team. They just need coaching all around. That's what I think.
Every one.
Now, I don't understand how many times you've been preaching that on that show, and yet they still pretend like they can ignore it and still win games.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah.
I really just think people overhyped them coming into the season. Like, I know they got Caleb.
Them or the quarterback?
The Bears in general. Because, you know, when they got pieces around Caleb, you know, everybody was kind of like, oh, you know, maybe they can do a little 8-9 win season. Like, you
Don't
saw that.
forget,
But that wasn't fair, Jay, with the, you know what I'm saying? You got a Keenan, DJ Moore, who are both, well, Keenan not looking at receiver one no more, but based on what we had saw, 2 receiver ones, you had a good tight end, you got some good pieces on defense this summer. Andre Swift over here. Yeah, you didn't have some. Yeah.
But at the same time, though, I feel like people mainly said that because of their faith in Caleb Williams. And my thing is that until you play a down And
Man, preach, Jay. I was saying that at that time.
They will.
Preach.
Before the season started this year, I didn't make a comment on it because, like JC always says on the show, I can't judge a player until we see him play within those lines. And they were calling him a top 10 quarterback before the season had started.
I would never put that much stock ever in no quarterback. I don't care how much of a high prospect you are. I would never put that much stock into a quarterback who hasn't played a single real snap in the NFL.
They was hitting him with it. They was ranking him. I know for sure they said he was top 15. I remember.
For sure they did, Ragu.
Yeah, I remember. They was tripping. They was gassed.
Another point that you made.
They was gassed up.
Another point that you made about your boy Mahomes. Everybody's so quick to try to throw that name out there when somebody, when the new kid is on the block.
Yeah.
You hear Mahomes like,
Yeah.
and,
Remember when it's like in basketball when they had the tall guards, everybody was the next Herb.
right.
They looking for Mahomes now.
Exactly. And like you said, nobody wants to miss out on that. And that explains why they did Fields the way they did.
Yep.
But the audacity to rank him top 10, 15 before the season is
And this
just
nigga ain't played a
egregious.
snap.
And they definitely did that. I remember. I want to say they had him at 12.
I think it was
It's egregious.
It was like he was.
Dre, remember? I remember you specifically talking about it, Dre.
1,000% right. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
100%.
I think they had him rated at like 12.
Sure.
And at that time, we couldn't really say much yet because we hadn't seen him play. And then we can only judge you when we watch you play. Like that's great.
When we watch you play in the league.
Yeah.
You know what
All
I'm
I
saying?
know is, Norman, come on back to the panel, nigga. I can't wait. The way you was talking greasy on the prediction episode about your boy. You know what I'm saying? Come on up. Nick, you know when he tried to blame it on, like, oh, that's my Oklahoma guy, so that's why.
So I'm saying the coach, right? It's will the coach will do coach help him? I don't see that.
They need to fix that line. That's what I think they're doing first.
Jesus.
Fix that mother.
I really hope they will help that.
I ain't gonna say Jesus, because they got good people.
Because they ain't nothing. Ain't nothing going
Because
on.
Rome is good as well. Like, so even if Keenan take off like he's talking, I'm confident in the DJ Moore Rome Komet receiver.
Because that man gave Chicago 10 wins, that's why Frisco went through the year that they had. They heard him
He
say,
didn't even know he need to look in his own damn backyard. But yeah, any last thoughts, man? Because that's definitely enough time to me.
Yeah, that's enough. That's enough.
My bad. What was you saying, Jay?
I feel like, how y'all feel about Caleb Williams going forward? Are y'all kind of feeling like he's not it? Y'all feel like it's too early?
Nah. I mean, I'm not. Like I said, I'm kind of on the hate train only because I hate how they do Fields. But Caleb, he didn't look bad. He got some things he needs to clean up, but he's not a bad quarterback. Though. I think if you get him a line, he should be fine. I'm not saying he's the next coming or nothing like that, Paul. But yeah, he looks like he could be a solid quarterback.
Yeah, I agree. I went to the when they played here against the Vikings, and I saw he had flashes where he looked like he could be like a top 10 quarterback in the league. But he needs that line, and I feel like a new coach will help him.
Yeah, he needs to be developed.
So me and Coop was looking at his numbers earlier. We was all ready to bash him as the as we did our grades on the rookies at the end of the season, and we looked at his numbers, bro.
His numbers is good.
Yeah, man, it's a trip how narratives get out there because man, this kid is 20 touchdowns, 6 picks, bro. I mean,
I don't think
I think that's
the narrative looks that bad on him. When you hype him the way you do and say he's gonna have a better season than CJ did last year and next coming on Mahomes, I mean,
okay,
you put that out there.
okay.
Scrutiny is gonna come if you don't live up to that.
I can't.
Especially when you have as much offensive help as you do as a number 1 pick. I don't think we've ever seen that.
You know what, man? I can't dispute what you're saying on that. Get your ass out there. You're talking about you was a 12th rated quarterback. Yeah.
because I know this is a hurtful one. I'm sure all of us would have enjoyed seeing these guys in the playoffs. We got Cincinnati. Just by the hair on their chin.
Hey, so not before any of their wrongdoing. It's because what you said, JC. I've been waiting for this.
Well,
You see what Kansas City did, bro?
Yep.
Oh
They
yeah.
put all their
Yeah.
backups in.
I knew that was gonna happen. I knew that.
Hey,
The score so
I would rather see Bo Nix than Joe Burrow, 100%. So I get what they was doing.
Hell no.
hey, I just want somebody to call Kansas City out on being scared of Cincinnati, bro. Y'all scared of Cincinnati, and you know it.
They literally said, we're not starting Mahomes, nobody, because I'm not trying to see no fucking...
But let's be a little fair too. Other than
Nah, fuck that. It was 21-0 at halftime.
And
I
then
feel like they could have at least.
third.
I feel like they could have done what Isaiah did and maybe played them like in the first quarter or first half or something like that. But honestly, let's be real. There was no reason for them to be out there. Denver, of course, probably didn't want them out there, but there was no reason for them to be out there in the last game. And most teams was resting their stars.
I bet you if you look at that game, it was some suspect play calls and all that, man. Kansas City did what they did because they didn't want Burrow, no parts of Burrow turning that shit into Burrow head. That's what that was.
What I did think was crazy, I don't know if y'all saw when the Chiefs guy slapped the ball for going out of bounds and then the Denver guy caught the interception. Did y'all see that?
No, I missed that.
I did think that play was crazy.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm telling you, they was
supposed to be interception, yeah.
doing funny stuff, bro.
But yeah, I mean, who knows, man? Unfortunately, the Donkeys had it.
Wow.
I'm just cool with Cincinnati because if they did fire their defensive coordinator, that's kind of an obvious fire. It was that defense was just pathetic that time. And I felt bad for the
The fact that they
Is
were...
that the greatest season ever from a quarterback who didn't make playoffs?
Maybe. Greatest one I can remember.
Burrow said he was playing his best football and it wasn't even close.
It's the best season I can remember. Somebody having and then their team don't go to the at quarterback.
And the stats that he put up, I think only two other quarterbacks put up those same numbers. Both won MVP. Both of them. It was Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. They both won MVP that season.
I can see it.
So that is crazy.
And it's also like the Bengals always start out slow every single season. So it's like once again, I feel like the main reason they didn't make the playoffs is the way they started the season.
And I remember me and Isaiah, we was saying that before the season even started, that they can't keep doing that school. There's only so many times where you can get away with that. They've been doing that since Burrow's Super Bowl year. They did it that year. Like every season they do.
Yeah, you cannot
keep doing that and expect...
without winning in September. You cannot do that.
Dre, if you remember, I even called that your boys was more than likely going to beat them on week 1 because of how you started the damn season.
And they did exactly that.
Oh, and they did Mayo wrong too, Dre.
Yeah.
We'll get to that, Ragu.
All right.
Talking about them bums yet.
Love you too, man.
I love you. Hate your city. What does Cincinnati need to do this summer?
I pitched the secondary.
I know, right? That's my bad. That's probably the easiest one out of all of them. That defense.
I feel like every time...
But they did have the league leader in sacks, ironically. It's crazy. You have the league leader in sacks, Triple Crown winner, and the passing yards leader, and missed the place.
Yeah, that's crazy. That means you ain't got no defense. Let's keep it real. Defense was atrocious.
And announcers...
And it's even more impressive to me.
His line.
It's even more impressive to me what Hutchinson did. The fact that he was the only one over there. So that means they only giving you their attention, and you still led the league in sacks.
Yeah, he had a good year. See, they had all them individual guys do all that, and just so you gotta have teams. Gotta be teams.
But like Mark said, you can't start like that every year and expect the same results. Like, oh, I'm gonna make it.
I wonder if they regret not paying that boy Jesse.
Oh, Jesse.
Yeah, they're definitely missing bait.
Absolutely.
And I mean, as much spit as we talk about Eli, he looked like he was better than them niggas they had this year. And that says a lot. You missing Eli Apple.
Yeah, they used to talk bad about him.
Yeah, remember that, Ragu?
Yeah.
They used to dog that nigga. Eli Apple. Eli Apple. I wouldn't even wrote no spit down. I wouldn't have either. Damn shame. Damn shame. All right, let's go to these America with 3Ks team. Let's go Boston, man. The New England Patriots. We'll start with their breaking news as well. Very similar to the AP situation. One and done for the coach, as if he came into an ideal situation. What's your thoughts on that?
I was gonna, like we said on the No Big Deal yesterday, you fired a coach who was working with a talentless offense. What did you fucking
And you should know that more than anybody.
What did you fucking expect, Robert Kraft? Like, did you expect him to take us all the way to the AFC Championship with that roster or some shit? Like,
They used him for a transition year, just like the Raiders just did AP.
But the fact that he even made that statement so fast, like where he's trying to butter it up, like, oh, I hope he gets another chance. And like the fact that you even came with that statement so fast means you knew you was firing this man at the end of the season. I can't say when, but I know before Sunday you knew that man was gone, regardless of what happened.
Without a doubt.
But it's like it's almost like, look at the roster he had to work with. What did you want him to do?
Nigga has no offensive weapons.
None. Like, don't it's really.
Like, I understand
sad.
it's a defensive game, but you have to know how to put points on the board. You have to score, and you guys did not have the weapons for that whatsoever.
And
who's y'all receiver one, Jay?
Hey, don't sleep on DeMario Douglas now. It was bro. For me, it was between DeMario and fucking Uday. Kendrick Bourne. Uday for a while.
And Kendrick Bourne would be lucky to be a receiver.
No, just put the names outside. Niggas ain't that.
Oh, they're not. But someone was just.
Hey, is Kendrick Bourne a receiver too on the? Wait, hell no, y'all got John Sam. Is Kendrick Bourne a receiver 3 on the coach table?
Oh yeah.
Hell nah. That nigga was talking Dixon on prediction episode. Don't save him.
But at the end of the day, they need to seriously. We got the draft coming up. Now the draft is in 3 months, so now there's 3. Now they got to worry about finding a head coach. They have to worry about.
I think I was talking about bringing in what's his name from the Titans.
Vrabel.
Yeah, Vrabel.
Yeah, well, here's this little list of, because there's 3 things that the New England Patriots are gonna need, and starting with the coach, obviously Mike Vrabel. The only reason Mike Vrabel's a top candidate is because he's a former fucking player and he has a friendship with Robert Kraft.
And we seen him take the mediocre Titans to the playoffs.
Yeah,
so he's not a bad player.
Oh yeah, no. But there's also other options that could be up there. Like, I feel like they're gonna look at. I feel like New England will be interviewing guys like McCarthy, possibly firing Leftwich, and if they can, even try to get an interview with Flores.
Hell no, Flores is staying here, bruh.
Hell yeah, leave that nigga where he at. Hell no.
Outside of coaching,
y'all don't even deserve that nigga. If he do go to the Patriots, I'll hope that nigga break y'all pockets.
Outside of that,
he better ask for top dollar.
and then now
now outside of that, now we're entering the draft, and the most important things that they really need at this moment is obviously a receiver and offensive line.
Receiver. Receiver.
No. You get my drift. Receivers and an offensive line, because we finished the season. Our line finished the year 32nd.
Man, let's just cut through the bullshit. Cool. This is Jesus territory, right?
Absolutely.
More than Jesus territory. More than Jesus territory.
I feel like they got
This shouldn't even be a conversation. He said you need the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Go to church a few times, say a few Hail Marys, and God will call it even.
He said God will call it even.
This is just bad. This is bad.
When you don't know who your number one receiver is, that's how you know it's bad.
It is. When you got to think about it, like.
You got to actually think about it. Be like, wait, who caught a touchdown a couple weeks ago? Exactly. Exactly. And once again, in the episode, like, who was that, week 5 or something? Y'all niggas was one of the healthiest teams. We was 1-5. I think Coop did say that.
And you know what?
Wasn't nobody hurt. Wasn't nobody hurt.
6 of our losses came by like within a touchdown. Like we lost like 6 or 7 of those games.
Yeah, so that's teams I was like, nah, we ain't losing to them.
Yeah. They were like, no.
But I will say, Dre, it does make me happy to see that the Patriots are struggling. You know, if you need a head coach, you know, the Jaguars just fired Doug Peterson. You know,
Doug Peterson's another option.
That is another candidate. Yeah, that is another candidate.
I will say that.
I want Brian Flores, to be honest.
You ain't, nigga. I'm telling you, Flores better break y'all pockets if you go over there. But GA like, hell no. you can't keep him forever, GA.
They about to get Vrabel, man.
Yeah.
Why would he go to a situation where they just fired somebody his type? Why would he go back? Why would Robert Kraft hire him?
And you want to know
That's what I'm saying. He ain't tall enough.
If you want to know what's even funnier though, if say Vrabel does get the job, right? Then he goes 4-13 back-to-back seasons. By that 3rd season, he'll still have a job.
You think so? That would be crazy.
Hell no.
And they fired my man after 1 season.
Like, if he has 9 winning seasons, 2 seasons in a row, yeah, he'll still be there.
You get where I'm going.
And brothers, we only get to 1 year.
But Kraft, I don't think Kraft hires Flores, because Flores, if y'all remember, he had the lawsuits against the NFL and split, and you can't go to a more racist city than that. So, like, Kraft ain't even going to open up that can of worms. He's going to leave that alone. And thankfully so. Leave Flores alone.
And Dre, it's funny because I thought the Kayshawn kid, wasn't he the kid who got called gambling last year?
Who that?
Wasn't that him? I was surprised the Patriots didn't kept him after that because he was like a 6th, 7th round pick.
What fucking criminals y'all picking up over there?
Killers and shit.
Y'all got George Pickens, bro.
Killers and shit in New England, too.
It's all a bunch of killers and shit. What's going on?
For real.
What y'all known for that type of shit? Criminal activity? Y'all in Dallas?
The damn Raiders.
What we got to do with it?
That's right up y'all alley.
He said, what we got to do with it?
Yeah, that's enough time in these guns. We'll move on. Y'all, I think we all agree y'all need Jesus.
We'll pray for you, Dre.
Correct. All non-Patriots fans, Jesus.
I appreciate you, dog.
I ain't gonna keep saying that settle in bullshit. I ain't gonna lie to you, because that shit gonna hurt. Like, y'all just suck. Just sell your organization. That's what I'm saying. That's bad. I'm not gonna keep saying that. And free Drake May. Free Drake May. That's all I'm gonna say.
I was waiting for that one. I was about to say the whole episode.
I'm gonna keep saying that though.
Yeah, just
Drake May till it's backwards.
Drake, be careful.
Don't play hero ball.
Let's go to the team that started showing some last minute promise, man. Panthers.
The Panthers.
How about Bryce Young, though?
Yeah, Bryce.
You know what I'm saying? How about Bryce?
Man,
Let that nigga go if you want to. Bryce, you more than welcome over
Ever since he got that call from Rod Wave.
I think Carolina, he played well enough for them to realize, okay, we don't need to
I
do the
wish he
quarterback.
would have saved it. I wish he would have kept playing like that just so they could be dumb enough to let him go.
Mm-hmm.
Now ain't nobody got a chance.
Yeah.
Hey,
He was almost there, too.
Yeah, he was.
does he have a chance in that city? That's the real question.
Hey, you guys want to know something really cool? Bryce Young in the last 2 games has 454 yards, 5 touchdowns in 2 games in his last 5 couple of those suckers. Yeah, he's been balling. Bryce Young's had a crazy last half of the season.
Yeah.
He's competing.
Man, I'm happy for him.
I mean, even a couple losses. Like, I seen it when he played the Eagles and the Chiefs. The way
You saw what Baker said to him after their game.
I didn't.
What did Baker say?
He was just saying, you guys did a good. He said, good job, man. You did incredible today.
I hope the Panthers are still dumb enough to let him go, but I wish he would have saved it. I wish he would have saved it and went somewhere else and balled over there. Because Carolina deserves that.
Panthers are a dumb organization. They are unpredictable. I could see them doing something stupid in the offseason.
And still let him go in.
And still let them go on some crazy shit.
And then watch him just go crazy.
So, like I said, he's
Yeah,
free to come
free
over
Bryce
this
Young.
way.
Free Bryce Young. Yeah, let him go.
Quite a few teams with some quarterback vacancies, or will have some quarterback vacancies.
Right.
I don't know who Tennessee won't.
That being said, that nigga, that'll be the same situation he was already in. Yeah. That being said, man, what Carolina got to do this summer?
Like that front 70 some work.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because they traded, what's his name, right? Oh, no, I'm thinking another team.
Yeah, I mean that defense kind of has a couple of holes. So they could kind of.
They're not getting after the passer. They need some edge
Their
work.
DBs is like non-existent outside of JC, so they can help them out a little bit.
Outside of Clowney, Clowney takes plays off. They didn't really have anybody that could get after the passer. They're gonna need that and a few more weapons for Bryce. And the coach has got to stay consistent. We always look at the players. That young coach they got, he's got to be consistent too.
I feel like the Panthers they're not in a situation where it's like it's a complete mess.
And scouts.
Like, I feel like if I was a brand new GM who actually knows what the F I'm doing, and you were to give me the Panthers, I would feel like, you know what, I got a good project on my hands.
Yeah, me too. I would feel that same way. Yeah.
I feel like it's not a called Jesus team, more like a called Moses team. Like they and
Get some assistance, huh?
How Moses first before you try.
I feel like they can. I feel like they're in a situation where this summer can like make or break them going forward. Like they can have a good summer and put themselves in a good position going forward, or they can F up the momentum they built up so far. It could go either way.
I feel that about them like last season too. Though. Like,
What type of free agency you gonna be like? Oh, Carolina's gonna be like.
I mean, people would have said the same about Minnesota last year, right?
Yeah, true. Yeah.
And
Still got a
what's his name? They still went
dog
over there.
receiver over there though. Who wouldn't want to brace the field with Justin?
Yeah, but we thought that was it.
Yeah, that's true.
Aaron Jones, he didn't really do split last year. Addison was inconsistent. Darnold, I mean, I ain't even got to say no more about that. You know how I felt about him.
About the aid.
So, I mean, they didn't really have, like, no real incentive to go over there, but they still was able to get some defensive guys to go elsewhere. And don't underestimate relationships, too. Sometimes certain coordinators and stuff be on certain teams, and the guys know them, and they might have some behind-the-scene conversations. Like, you can't underestimate that either, so.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure Van Ginkel was with Flores in Miami, so that's a big piece of it. And then Cashman, who came over from the Texans, is from Minnesota, so I mean.
All right, Ginkel, we ain't talking about y'all yet. Nigga couldn't wait.
Ain't that crazy? Twins and still has to play a wild card game.
That's ridiculous.
They need to go back to a bye week for 2.
Imagine winning 14 wins and somebody telling you didn't win your division.
I feel like it's kind of just unlikely.
It's never happened. It's literally never happened before. Crazy.
It'll probably never happen again, too.
I agree.
There's been 11 teams.
Nobody's ever lost a division winning 14 games?
No. Never.
Wow.
I forgot the last time that I guess the most wins after that happened, I think they said was like 99 or something like that. I forgot who the team was for like the team who had the most wins without winning their division. But yeah, the Vikings surpassed it by 4.
Wow.
But I think Ragu, that's a lot of games. That's like winning your conference territory.
Most of the time. Yeah. Most years. Yeah. Most years 14 to get you a bye, a first round bye.
A 16-game season. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's go ATL, man, the Dirty Bird.
I mean, Penix, man, that man is.
Penix, welcome to the league, my man.
Yeah, man, he's.
Sir.
You know, like we said, there was a few. I believe last week, a few overdose, but outside of that dude's balling, bro. And he's not shying away from the adversity either. If he makes a mistake, he's like,
he looks confident and poised.
Right.
That's the biggest thing I look for in young quarterbacks. Like, not the mistakes you make, but how you recover from the mistakes. What's your energy when something good or bad happens? He looks comfortable.
He's also going into games too, thinking probably with the mindset of, okay, people probably don't expect me to do extremely well, but let me go out there and show them what I can really do.
Right. So, that being said, what do they do with Cousins? Like, what's that the quarterback situation that they're kind of, you know?
They
Shout out to his manager.
He gonna be like a Russ.
What do you do?
A Russ situation. They gonna pay another team to take it.
It seems like they signed this nigga to the contract and like immediately regretted it after or something. The fact that you drafted Penix shows that you weren't that confident in that contract. Because you got a bunch of other holes, that you could have filled on that team before. Come on. Niggas can't say shit.
He said
They have other positions that could have been addressed. Is that better? Other positions that could have been addressed on the team, rather than the $200 million contract they just gave out. So, like, it seems like they regretted it right after. But now, how do you put this fire out? Because now you have a problem. And you got $200 that you spent on a quarterback where you could have put that elsewhere.
Try to trade him to somebody.
I just feel like
Trade him being Cousins.
Falcons, I feel like they were pretty close to making it to the playoff this year. I feel like if you want to make that playoff run potentially next year, you just kind of swallow your pride and maybe try to get rid of Cousins if you can, and just let Penix take over. Either that or bench him.
So you just basically they just gotta eat that and start from scratch.
Move on. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I feel like this year it was kind of like, okay, they got Cousins, they got a few other pieces on the line, on the defensive line, defense, they had pieces. I feel like this year was like, okay, we should be, a playoff team at best, and they didn't, reach that goal this year. So now it's kind of like, okay, maybe Cousins, not that guy. Now obviously he had moments where he showed it, had a lot of moments where
did he?
He had more bad moments than good, I guess you could say. Even though he had some really incredible moments or something.
Consistent, inconsistent.
Like every time he played Tampa, for example.
Right. So it's like a consistent, inconsistent type thing.
I mean, but that's Cousins though. He's kind of always been like this in Washington. He's not going to win you a championship, but he's not going to be bottom.
He's not gonna be. He's not gonna get you to the number one
You
pick.
know you're gonna win games, but you're not gonna win. If that makes sense.
I just don't think he got potential and Penix on the bench next year. I don't think he should do that. Like at that point, we just wasted him too.
Yeah, at that point. But I mean, that's why I wanted to say why draft him in the first place. I bet they're glad they did now, but it's self-inflicted though. Like you had no reasons to give Cousins that contract.
Yeah, somebody else out there.
It does seemingly. You just gave it to him out the clear blue. But you don't think somebody will take Cousins, JC? You don't think somebody will trade for that right now? At the 3 years with the $75 million guaranteed left? Because it's kind of a bargain in today's quarterback world.
Let's go to y'all, Jay Will. Let's have a conversation, sir. I know y'all niggas. I know a couple Colts fans, you know what I'm saying, and they, you know, y'all are all over the place with how you feel. I should have talked to my guy before I did this show too, because he's far more optimistic than me. But if you ask me, I would say y'all need Jesus. But this your team. Talk to me. What's going on there in Indy?
I don't think necessarily need to, because I don't think we're bad or both. But it's obvious that changes need to be done. I feel like Chris Ballard, our GM, I loved you when you first got here. You showed that you could draft, but I feel like year after year, it's like when Colts need to make free agency moves. When we have the most cap space year after year, for the
sit on
the league, and just make any move in free agency, it's just kind of like like what are we doing? You drafted decently, but when we got all that money sitting, in the cap space and you're not using it, why not? Like, why is it just sitting there? You're not making any big moves. There's been guys over like the past few years who visited the Colts but went to sign, elsewhere. I think even like Isaiah Simmons last year, if I'm not mistaken, if he was a free agent, one of those Broncos players came down here and we couldn't even land him, and we were supposed to get him. CJ a few years back came down here, we couldn't get him.
Why y'all didn't get Simmons when he was sitting there waiting on somebody? You say y'all had the money.
Yeah, I thought we were even like rumored to get him, but like we just, we didn't pull the trigger. So in the back of my mind, I'm like, if you're not gonna make these free agency moves, like make our team, automatically better in the off season, drafting's cool, but it's just like, you better be an A+ at drafting, like where all your picks hit. Because if not, we keep having the same issue where it's like the Colts are not a good team, but we're also not mediocre. We're kind of just like stuck in the middle.
Yeah.
I was gonna say y'all are like the.
I know that territory.
Used to be. Like, you know what I'm saying? Remember how Portland was named? How they were like never good enough to be top tier, but they were never bad enough to get a good draft pick. Like y'all, that's been y'all the last 3-4 years.
That's how the Vikings are too.
I feel like
20 years.
Before this, like the past 5 years before this, the Colts were a mean because we used to have like 8, 7, and 9. That culture, and I do not want to be in that spot.
That sounds like another team on the cover right now, but.
You done with AR?
Damn, Jay already?
One more year so we can take for Archie, because Anthony Richardson damn sure.
Art, man, it's
Hey, look, I'll look on there. That look
He's
good.
a good athlete next year.
Yeah, he's gonna be a draft.
Nah, not that early. Play some games, nigga.
We get 215,
If you think AR ain't getting more than 2 wins, you got another thing coming.
That's what I'm talking to.
We talking about Anthony or Aaron Rodgers. We talking about Anthony. We talking about the right AR, right? Just making sure. You don't believe he can? I don't even think he can win us a game. Like
He's a project. He is a project. And if y'all don't have the right system in place or people, like I feel like if you put him on Washington, he wouldn't be as good as Jaden, but he'd be in that like at least 8-9 range for games.
I would agree.
If you put him in the same position and development, like he has potential.
I'm over it. You say he's a project. It's a better project already. Like he's already
F project is crazy.
he messed up the board that we're doing the project on. He's just working stuff on the board, and I know what he's doing the project over.
Y'all were still in contention for playoffs on the last couple weeks of the season.
That's what I'm saying.
Y'all effed up when y'all lost to the Donkeys, bro. That's really what did it. Y'all shouldn't have lost to them.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. Now, yeah, but I kind of saw that one coming. Well, I didn't think we were gonna beat the Broncos.
So AR is why.
If JT don't do that bullshit when he's about to get in the end zone, y'all go up 27 going into the fourth.
It wasn't just JT though. Like the entire team collapsed. Like I understand like that shift in momentum, but it wasn't just JT.
Y'all were not about to blow a 20. Let me not say that because y'all the Vikings game.
I don't say this the Vikings.
But more than likely, y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all were more than likely not gonna lose that game.
Man, it's just depressing. I don't like being in this state again. You know, I feel like I'm already in a similar state with my NBA team, where we're just not good enough to make it to the playoffs, but we're not mediocre, bad.
Yeah.
Kind of hate being in this position. I'm kind of just ready to hit the reset button once again.
To my non-Colts fans, what y'all think they need to do this summer?
They need
I'll speak at once.
the Colts. The Colts need to let the kid get experience at quarterback, and that's gonna mean some growing pains. You know, he didn't play a lot in college. You shouldn't have drafted him, but you did. So
With a top 5 pick too.
you gotta let him play football.
I think Isaiah said that at the time too. That he should have stayed a little longer.
Yesterday,
He should have stayed, no question.
What successful Florida quarterback was in the league? Come on,
Tebow.
Tebow, baby.
Tebow, are you serious? You guys serious when you say that?
Came back as a
playoff win,
Y'all clowning when y'all say that, right?
Said that while you talking. Beat y'all in the playoffs, nigga. You know, we talking that shit about Tebow.
No.
He said Tebow.
He said it don't count.
But Anthony Richardson, man, I feel like they definitely is just. He's hurt. He's healthy. He's just never healthy.
And I feel like y'all had a little mini garage sale on the low. On the low.
What do you mean by that?
Like when y'all got rid of Shaquille.
Well, he was. I'm not gonna lie. He was one of those guys who great player, but he was so banged up to the point like he was scared to tackle people on like certain plays. It was kind of like, yeah, you're not that guy. You know, he went over to Philadelphia and he was the exact same reason. And I don't even know if he's still on the team as we speak.
Nah, he's still over there.
Still over there?
As far as I remember.
Yeah. But
I mean, you know, the Eagles is deep on defense. So
yeah, but I also would say that it's not all just on AR. Our secondary defense has been atrocious. I've literally bet on my parlay each week. I look to see who the other quarterback who we're playing against, and I always take the over on his yards because every single time I know it's
that's
going to
effed up.
I would never do that to my
Like I watched Caleb Williams for like 300 some yards against us. Man. Justin Fields had like 297, I think, against us. Almost beat us too.
Damn.
It's hard to watch at times, man. You know, it's pathetic.
Yeah, only reason Fields lost to y'all is Pickens fumbled on the 4-yard line.
Oh, Drew Lock did to us like last week. Man, we let up 45 to the Giants, team that's trying to tank.
I mean, I don't really put too much stock in the last week of the season, man. Like, you know.
But we weren't even that eliminated from us from playoff contention. But we were still in the race, going into that game.
Were y'all?
Yeah, that just knocked us out.
What did y'all need to happen?
I think we needed it was like a 10%. I think it was like we needed a lot of stuff to
Okay.
possibilities, but that loss.
I thought y'all. I mean, I kind of figured y'all were out once y'all lost to the Donkeys because y'all lost the title. So I feel like if y'all would have won that, y'all would have had a much better chance.
You know what I will say about Indy?
They got a bunch of lucky wins amongst the way, and a bunch of garbage teams, little favorable parts of the schedule.
I think it was more so that we need the Chargers to lose a couple.
Not to cut y'all off at all, but Jay Will, in my opinion, bro, this is outside looking in. You guys are that get to the quarter pole in the season, right? 3/4 of the way through, and are always in it, and then just shit down your leg the last 4 games or so. Is that a correct observation? Because you're never one of those teams that are just out of it from the beginning of the year. You always, even you're even in the fight for the division. This is every year I'm saying, not just this year. And then just nothing the last four.
That's because the division garbage, though.
Is that?
I feel like looking at it, like kind of what you're saying too. I feel like sometimes some seasons we just straight up under Rivers. I think we went like 11-5, and it was one of those deals like we still missed the playoffs. You know what I mean? I think that was that year.
Y'all missed the playoffs going 11-5.
I think we were like one of like 3 teams that ever happened to. We were like,
Yeah, I know it happened to the Patriots once.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just feel like a lot of seasons we kind of just underperformed, and I feel like a part of it was coaching. Like Chuck Pagano obviously was not a good coach. Who's the other guy? I can't remember his name. Went to the Panthers. I cannot remember his name for some reason.
If only Andrew Luck didn't retire. Y'all be tough.
I know they think about that all the time.
No,
Soon as y'all get a line in the squad, that nigga said, "Yeah, I'm cool."
I always reminisce about that season, man, because it's like we finally had an old line to protect Luck. We still had weapons, offensively and defensively. And I thought we was for sure like maybe a playoff.
Y'all still had T. Hilton at the time, right?
Just a couple of seasons ago, the receiving record, or best most receiving yards in the league. So it was just like, man, when Andrew Luck retired, it was definitely like a dang. We finally have a team. We finally have.
He's not deal with these injuries no more. Yeah, don't forget, he played with a lacerated spleen.
I don't blame him for retiring. At the end of the day, mental health is obviously more important than playing football. I understand. It's just unfortunate, man.
Just the time.
Yeah, we look at it like Madden, bro, because like we or 2K, like we see players get hurt and then they just pop back out. We don't think about the mental toll, the rehab process, the therapy, and all the shit that goes into
Man, that rehab. That rehab is enough just alone, bro.
He felt like he was losing his skin. I'm like, yeah.
Andrew Luck had so many injuries that he played through. He was tough, and then of course you don't know what's going on off the field too.
It's just.
I mean, then you rich. You know what I'm saying? You putting it away. It's gaining 5%. You go out there and get banged up. You like, what am I doing this thing for? So,
all right, GA.
Peace out, y'all.
Good seeing you, brother.
All right, man.
all right, G.
I better see you next week after that L, man.
Oh, hell no. We're belt to ass the Rams this week.
Oh,
Sound good.
Said belt to ass.
yeah. I don't know. That's not a team.
That's not the tallest thing I ever heard in my life.
Let's go Jets. Jets. Jets.
First off, BA, what the fuck did you expect to happen? You finished the season the same way you started it, not making the playoffs. Bum, like what the fuck?
Damn.
I'm sorry, take the bump part out. That one just came out. Pause. But get what I mean.
It's like he wanted us to say pause. It's like he wanted us to say pause.
He didn't do that on purpose. It came out.
Oh. Yeah.
You just an attention whore right now. You just that shit on.
Or doing, Marv. This is your fault.
No, it's not. You just stopped saying that shit.
All right, back to regular schedule program. I know this is. We don't know where to have to start with this one, man. What the Jets need to do this summer? Who cares what they need to do?
The question is, what is Aaron Rodgers going to do? Because they're going to give him the keys to the car. They're going to let him steer it.
I think he might be done, man.
I
I ain't gonna lie. I think this might be the one. Like, he might be done.
He gonna take another mental break. Go through.
No, you right, cool. He is gonna do that, but I think this is the year he actually like says, "All right, I'm cool."
You know, there's some ayahuasca to make that decision.
Like, yeah, bro. Like he I feel like he feels like he's only doing more damage than good to his legacy at this point.
And drop his document. So that's how you know they're closing in on the end.
Yeah, man.
I got a prediction. Purdy is going to try to strong arm San Francisco, hold out till August.
Mm-hmm.
San Francisco is going to,
Oh, you think he goes over there?
yeah.
Mm.
Or Cousins is going to do
One
that.
last ride, huh?
Yeah, one of them two old
The
dudes is going to go over there with Shanahan. And because
You
Purdy,
don't think Purdy gonna get his money? Yeah.
I don't. I think they're going to try to lowball him.
Interesting.
They're going to try to kick the can down the road a little longer, you know?
Yeah. And I've been saying this for years. We gonna see how good y'all niggas think Purdy is when it's time to pay. So all the Niners fans who've been talking all that bullshit this whole entire time, we about to see if he really meant all that. Because if y'all really feel like he's what y'all say, there should be no.
I wanted to have a conversation with GA about Darnold before he left. I didn't know he was going to leave early, but you know what?
He'll be back, brother.
Yeah, what to do with those Sammy?
Them niggas can do his thing to the day.
So this hasn't been enough, Coop. This hasn't been enough right here up till now. This hasn't been enough up till now, right now.
Bruh, I just told y'all, I don't think the Rams is like somebody you don't want to see in the playoffs.
I just feel, if I give up with the quarterback that gave me those.
I understand that. Say they get clipped by the Rams. What Sammy has done this year is not enough to get it.
Oh, no, that's a different story. That's a different story. I just think that they're going to get smacked in the playoffs.
I think Sammy has to get paid.
Minnesota, because I was actually rooting for them. Little bit DA. I know I was talking shit right now, but I actually wanted them to at least win a game until they got matched up with us. I was rooting for them on Sunday. I
think the luck has run out.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. Who was we on? Oh, my train of thought. Who was we talking about? Jets.
That's why I took you away from that game.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Jesus. That organization is a mess right now. They don't know what direction. They don't know what they want to do. They don't know if they want to draft. They don't know if they want to who they want to pay. They done brought DA over there, and that's where they ain't moving needles. They fired the coach who I feel didn't deserve to get fired. They need to change the ownership if anything. I think they need to. I really don't think they're in a bad position, and I feel like I don't think it's gonna be right this second, but I think within the next 2 years they're gonna be talking garage sale.
Yeah.
So everybody gear up and get ready because there's a lot of pieces that's gonna be, even down to the Hassan situation. We bringing him over and then don't want to pay him and you knew he wanted to get paid. This has just been it's been the season from hell for them in every way possible.
JETS, just.
Yes. I see why you niggas ain't made the playoffs in 15 years.
It's horrendous play.
Incompetency starts from the top.
There's no continuity, yeah.
Let's go to the Niners. Even though we just kind of talked about them a little bit. What they got to do this summer? Pay Jimmy G without CMC. See how far that goes. See how far that goes. By the way, I just talked to Norman last night. He 100% does not want to pay Purdy. Just for the record. Yeah, he does not want to pay Purdy. He'd rather this season just be a year off or go get some journeyman or something. He does not want to pay Purdy $60 million a year.
No, he's not worth $60 million. They could pay him, but nowhere near no $60 million. Just because that's what Prescott got. Nah.
Did you say that's what he's asking for? That's crazy.
That's what his agent. I mean, if I'm his agent, and if we're just going off the numbers, F Kittle and CMC and all them, if I'm just going off the numbers and him having a top 5 MVP or top 10 MVP season or whatever, I'm bringing that to the table when I'm sitting there with Lynch. Like, nigga, this was my client did. F what you talking about with weapons and shit. This is my client's numbers, nigga, and I need top dollar for that. Man, let me be Purdy agent.
Yeah, he ain't 60 big.
It probably ain't even Purdy asking for that. It's the agent.
You gotta argue with there though, because it wasn't he like top 5, right?
I believe so.
We got something to talk about.
I'm pretty sure he was top 5 in probably most quarterback categories and all that stuff. You know what I mean? So he made a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So if I'm his agent, I use that. I use all of that.
Been to 2 NFC title games.
Yep, exactly. And one of them, the only reason because it wasn't a conversation. Yeah, he tore his MCL, and they lost.
But he got the shoulder, Purdy.
Shoulder problems and shit.
Yeah, I'm not doing it, bro. I'm not messing with him like that, bro.
That MCL, man, that was in his throwing.
He had Tommy John surgery, right?
Can I give y'all my prediction though?
Yeah,
I think
of course.
They're dumb enough to do it.
Yeah, let him be dumb enough to do it so they can play off.
I think Purdy fits the module of a Niners quarterback of what they want. He fits the profile. Great team guy and all that shit. And I think they're gonna be stupid enough to do that shit. And as a Rams fan, I couldn't be happy with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let him keep shooting things because all these stars hurt. Everybody's always hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Consistently, every year somebody.
Debo's all but gone for sure. He's out of there.
Think so?
And they're gonna try to rely on that the rookie nigga.
Ricky,
they're gonna try to rely on him. He's okay, but he's not gonna be what they think he's gonna be.
Yeah, they pay IU too, so they won't say that.
Right. They paid IU, and he showed he ain't no damn receiver one. I told y'all that. So good luck with that.
Who's trying to argue with that?
The whole damn panel that before the season started, Jay Will. The whole entire panel.
I was on that.
No, not me. No, don't
You wasn't here. You must have not been here then.
Yeah, I wasn't
Whoever
here.
was on that panel, it was 5-on-1. I remember that. Dre was one of them. Ragu was one of them. Norman was one of them. Isaiah was one of them, and I can't remember who the last one was.
I think I was on that show. I don't think everybody. I know Isaiah. I think was the main person.
You know,
I'm a
victim.
All right, watch. I'm finna post a clip. I'm finna post a clip.
I know I wasn't arguing with you about that garbage.
Was you? I don't think you was on that episode.
No, I wasn't. I never argued with you about that.
So yeah, I ain't saying. I'm saying
not
who was
him.
here.
He's not him.
That's almost a good hour.
And then I was coming back week after week when he was playing like spit, reminding niggas like, oh, what was y'all saying about this top 10 spit? But yeah, enough of them niggas.
Yeah, pay Purdy so y'all can be sorry and never win that 6th Super Bowl ring. Please.
I think they're in a very I'm not gonna say they need Jesus necessarily, but they are in a very messy situation because they have so many contracts to get sorted out because they've been kicking the can down too long, as Ragu just said, with not just Purdy, but with a few players over there. And now it's like at some point it's time to pay the piper. And I think this is the off season where they finally gonna have to pay for that Super Bowl that they tried to buy a couple years ago.
Do y'all feel like Kyle Shanahan is on the hot seat right now?
He should have been on the hot seat in my opinion.
Yeah,
I know Ragu's defended him a couple times, but I mean, I didn't like how Steve got scapegoated. And yes, will Shanahan get another job within 2 seconds? Absolutely, he will, because there's a number of teams who would take these 11, 12 win seasons and losing in the NFC or AFC championship. There's a number of teams who would take that over what their situation is now.
Include me in that.
But that being said, as the Einstein quote goes, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. And I think that's the place that they're in.
Yeah, sign me up for that.
Let's Or what you think, Jen? Where you at with the Niners?
For
I know
me,
that's because you're an AFC guy, so.
no, I was just gonna say personally, I think with the Niners is that I don't see Purdy getting paid. Honestly, I mean, yeah, he's been to the Super Bowl, he's been to a couple of NFC championships, but I just don't think 60 mil.
He ain't getting 60, bro.
He's not.
Even the agent can come there. Hey, JC, you can bring your greedy ass in there all you want, asking for 60. He's not a $60 million guy, bro. Period.
No, he's not.
So Ragu,
I'm not saying he can't get paid though, but he's not. Purdy's not getting him 60
you
million.
got a guy.
They learned from
who,
Dak
if you look
Prescott.
at my last healthy season, the guys who got 60, my numbers was right in the midst of all of them, and I won more than all of them. Why can't I come in here and ask for 60?
You can come
Why
at.
can't I ask for that?
Yeah, you can come and ask. Remember, we had that show. We talked about starting points and all that, right? Like as it pertained to Max and Miles Garrett, right? This dude got drafted the last guy in the draft, bro. We're gonna raise you appropriate with where you were. We're not gonna raise you like you were a first round guy, and we, and
Jalen wasn't the first round guy, and he touched 260.
Then now that's where you talk. That's where you talk. If you're the agent, you start at Jalen.
Was Lamar drafted first?
Yeah, he was. He was the last guy in the first round to get picked, so he went 30th, I think. But you see what I'm saying? Now there you go. We talking now. We had Jalen Hurts type money. What did Jalen? What did he get that 260 for? How many years?
I don't think it was 260. It might have been like early twos.
Whatever he got it for, that's the neighborhood Purdy can call himself talking about.
With Jalen.
Because really, that's a little bit high too. Because I think Jalen got drafted higher still. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, everybody got drafted higher.
But you can still
You will give him 240?
240 for what? We gonna look at what?
No,
Jalen didn't.
Oh, Jalen got 240. I know, but Purdy.
I don't think Jalen got 240. Did he? Maybe 220.
I think if Purdy is smart, he takes the pay cut because I think if he goes anywhere other than the Niners, it's probably career suicide.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying they're gonna call his bluff. They're gonna call his bluff with the old.
Exactly, Ragu. I would still ask for it, but if it gets to a certain point, or it looks like somebody else might get tapped or something like that, I think I have a conversation with my agent. Like, all right, my nigga, at this point you work for me, like, and this is what we're gonna do.
Yeah, on the real.
Because it's better to get what's the Jay-Z line? 50% of something is better than 100% of nothing.
All day long.
I think that would be his situation if he messed that up.
All day long. And you're right. I think he goes somewhere else. He gets exposed. He mess around, be out the he'll get to hang around and
He
go.
ain't gonna be out the league.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna.
Yeah. What am I saying? Of course he won't be out the league.
Yeah. In 2032, we're gonna be like that nigga still.
Right.
I hope not.
He said, "I hope not."
Let's go Cowboys, man.
I just don't understand with the Dallas Cowboys. They have the fucking talent every year, and they just don't make playoffs. And then Jerry Jones wants to make the biggest boneheaded move ever and sign Dak right before week 1. Now look where they're at.
Look, that guy hurt it.
The point being is,
But I do think Jerry, he did some bozos with the Cooper Rush, man. Like, so apparently he needed like close to 80 snaps or something like that for a $500,000 incentive, and that's the only reason why he started training so simple.
Yeah, he said he got the reason why. I mean, why else? You had other things to say.
They always say that, bro. Come on.
I was about to say,
If that's not the reason why, then why you didn't start Trey Lance 3-4 weeks ago, nigga?
Can't say you thought he was.
What is it that changed so much by this game that like come on, bro, like who you think you talking to? I'll put the shirt.
See how they be doing you?
Oh, appreciate
That's what happened with Fields too, right? Something
yeah.
similar.
Yeah. Yep. Steelers were trying. I think it's like by a round or something. The pick. If he played half the season, they were gonna get a lower pick than the projected from the trade.
Yeah, so let's just screw the kid over.
Yep. But at least he put on a good audition tape before they did it. Oh yeah. Oh, I was hoping Isaiah came today. That's why I'm not going crazy or nothing. But I got Norman last night. I talked to him on the phone. He trying to backtrack a little bit. But yeah, Trey, I liked what the F I saw. I ain't gonna lie. I liked what I saw. This is my first time actually watch so I was like, let me watch this game. If he can't do nothing in this game right here, then that might tell you what you need to know. And he played good, man. Was he perfect? No. He had the underthrow on that touchdown when it got to the goal line. So, there's some things he can't clean up. But as far as extending plays and looking comfortable and all that, Trey looked like in the right situation, he can be a good quarterback in the league.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like for the Cowboys too, the main concern, and it's an easy fix, is that running back group right there. I feel like they're in the perfect spot in the draft. I think they're like pick number 12. Well, I feel like you don't even have
But
to.
you think they're gonna take Ashton?
I feel like you got to. I don't feel like you take anybody else.
Ashton probably knocked himself down a couple notches after that game.
Nah, man.
I feel like he's still in the same boat, to be honest with you.
Them niggas wasn't blocking.
So you don't think nothing said?
Man, them niggas was back there on him. The Boise wasn't blocking.
The fumbles wasn't in the backfield though.
Hey man, he was back there getting
Can't make a fumble.
all right, whatever, man. Don't buy into that, bro. That was just talk on the internet. The dude is good. You ain't finna.
I'm not saying like personally. I feel
You ain't finna mess up your whole season worth of shit off for just dropping the ball. I mean, fumbling one game.
in the playoff game though.
Yes. Yeah. No, come on, bro.
Like if you spit the bed in the playoff or March Madness game, you don't think that changes your stock direction in any type of way?
That's basketball. Maybe. I don't even think so. I don't even think so in basketball, but definitely not in football, man. It's one game. You know what I'm saying? If you a scout, you would count that against a kid because he had a bad game.
The Cowboys have the worst rushing attacks, in the league. You know what I mean? I feel like you just can't. If you in a running back class like this, I feel like you just can't pass up on an RB right now. You know what I mean? Especially when RBs, it feels like you kind of need to get them while they're really, really young, because they're not worn down to the ground. Yeah, I feel like you gotta grab a gentleman.
Yeah, especially they running.
Even the colleges be wearing these niggas up.
They need to improve their running back room, no question.
You said what, Ragu?
They need to improve their running back room. The Cowboys do, no question about it.
They need to get a running back room.
Hey man, Dowdle, he had a couple good games, man. Don't.
Who?
Rico Dowdle.
That was kind of like I'm the only running back here, so somebody got to get the yards and touchdowns. That was one of those type of things.
Nah, man, he had good fantasy value as well some of them weeks.
You sound like the man who picked him up a couple weeks ago.
Yo, Dowdle did his thing a couple weeks there, bro. I ain't gonna hate on the man.
It reminds me like when the Seahawks lost all the running backs and they started Alex Collins, rest in peace, and he had a couple hundred yard games, but everybody kind of know he's like, yeah.
Yeah, you could tell it's kind of like, all right, y'all niggas ain't got nobody else.
Yeah, young dog.
But you're right. Running back is definitely probably the most important right now.
That defense in the free agency.
The defense was kind of beat up this year, if you're being fair. Micah was a little underwhelming for our standards of him. Shut up, Ragu.
Hey, yeah. And I had took all that stuff back. I said, then he ended up proving me right.
Just put Jerry Jones in the home.
It's time.
Amen.
He ended up proving me right.
You keep doing all this boneheaded shit. And
How is that not a conflict of interest for the owner to be the general manager? Did somebody explain that to me?
That's your team.
Am I missing something?
I'm not the guy to explain it because Al Davis did it for years.
What's going on here? What's like, why are you gonna still let this
Like you're negotiating with me about me giving you my money versus talking to somebody who's, you know, I guess who's absolutely just thinking about the team evolving. You're probably thinking about the team evolving, but you're also thinking about your pocketbook. To me that's not a good person to negotiate.
I feel like that for a lot of them, especially Gail Benson, the Saints owner. Like she is the rich owner of the league, in my opinion.
Most definitely. Most
She
definitely.
may inherit that team from her husband, you know, but still, it's just she not really do anything.
It's not this job is not for her.
She owns the Pelicans too, which she could.
What the fuck?
That makes sense.
That's
That makes perfect sense.
Showing ever since, you know, like rest in peace her husband, like he was from nothing.
That's kind of crazy. Though. How you end up owning an NBA and NFL team in the same shit?
still doing that.
Because you're tall.
I hear you.
You're tall. What?
Let's go, Tennessee.
No comment on anything.
The number 1 pick in the 2025 draft.
I do not want to see Sanders or Cam Ward in the Titans. It's on field.
Did you guys see the?
Yeah, it sounds like it's gonna be Shador, Tennessee, Cam, Cleveland. That's what it's looking like right now.
They better not put Cam Ward.
Tennessee fans with the
Help is on the way.
Help is on the way. Cool.
Did you see their the Titans on Sunday put brown paper bags over their head with Shador Sanders
Yeah.
cut out picture?
Yes, sir. I'm with you though, Jay. I mean, when the last time we seen Tennessee develop a quarterback correctly?
I said correctly. That was a very long time.
Charles Mariota, we saw how that went.
Was Aaron McNair even drafted there?
Yes. Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
I feel like he's in trouble if he goes. And it's sad because it's like you kill a quarterback's career before you even get started. You know? Makes me feel like even though I gave up on my guy Levis, makes me feel like, man, like maybe if he was in the right situation, it would have been different.
Hell no, brother. Talk about Bernie go to a different team. Imagine that.
It's also funny to me.
That motherfucker's gonna be looking like, we were
I feel like in 2021, like the Titans look so promising. You know, they had Tannehill coming off a good year. They had AJ Brown. You know, Derrick Henry.
That was what it was right there. That AJ Brown shit, niggas is overlooking that.
And they still overlook that.
AJ changed that offense.
Yeah. Jeffrey Simmons is young. You know.
Damn, Jeffrey said, damn.
They just like fell off the past few years.
But they never truly addressed their defense. Though. Their defense probably got more weapons now than they did when they was winning.
Yeah.
It's ever since that AJ Brown trade, you know, it just kind of.
It's been all bad.
That's crazy.
It's been all great for the Eagles.
Bro, we really, at one point in time, we really had the Titans in the AFC Championship. Like, that's crazy with Ryan Tannehill at the center. AJ Brown, that's crazy.
And Tannehill was looked at as the
who they beat to go there?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Who they beat to go there?
They beat New England in the wild card. And as a matter of fact, they didn't just beat, they beat Tom Brady and the Patriots at home in the wild card round. Logan Ryan interceptions, more.
One of the greatest moments in history.
Remember, kids, cheating is not. If you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Where you go with that dumb damn quote?
Hey, a win's a win.
Y'all niggas ain't trying. Talking about not trying. When the last time y'all tried? Y'all ain't tried on the field in 5 years.
Hey,
how we
how
want
you
to
know, baby? They are trying. They just shit.
That's even worse.
They are trying. They just garbage is real.
We just need the right players to buy in.
Kids, the same ones I just heard the
Cheat.
sports junkie say that dumb spit.
Yeah.
Also, know you're listening to somebody's team who hasn't won over 3 games in like 4 years. So keep that in mind when you listen to his advice.
Hey,
Now
remember,
on to the next team.
a win's a win.
On to the next team in the AFC least. We got the Dolphins.
Boycott.
We boycotted them, so we can move on from them.
Y'all heard what Tyreek said? Yeah.
That's why, Tyreek up for sale.
Where does Tyreek go? I wonder where do y'all think he goes?
He's gonna go back home. He's like, I should have never left you.
He's going back to the Chiefs. Did you see Stephen A's comment? No, go
Yes, I agree with him. Stay your punk ass there.
Hey, made your bed, you gotta lay in.
Yeah, the landing. You over there talking about Tua better than Tua got better going on at home.
He 100% clearly chose Miami for monetary purposes. So it's like now all of a sudden you tired of losing. Like you knew that it was going to be a project situation you were going to when you left a winning, probably the most winningest organization in the last 5-6 years, and you left that to go get more money. So I mean that's what comes with that, bro. Like I mean, what was you expecting?
And you know what's great? The Chiefs are going to welcome him back with open arms.
No, the hell they ain't. They've been winning without him. So they didn't want to pay him the first time. What makes you think they're going to try to pay him this time?
You got Diop over there now?
Oh,
Xavier Worthy coming up too?
There's certain teams that could use him, but I mean,
yeah. I just think it's not a contender. Or if you can't make it to a contender,
he's not. I don't think.
I mean, who's the team that's even ideal for him?
Houston. Houston got it. They ain't got a receiver. I think they'll kind of.
I know my Rams are probably. I ain't gonna lie. That's gonna be Cooper Kupp last year, so it's possible they kick the tire.
Like long shot with the Commanders as well.
Washington is that's a great.
That's
a great
nasty choice.
I love that for you. Pause. Yeah, that's a good one. Jay, that's why we bring you on the show. Make niggas think outside.
He hates how he's a Dolphins fan. He's like after that he was like he lost all respect for him.
Because he said he wanted to go?
Yeah, because I think it was kind of like related to what Marvin said. You was just saying like Tua was you was talking like Tua was like the best.
Hold on. Time out.
He also didn't realize.
Time out to the whole all grind delegation. Time out. Did anybody here take that statement serious?
Not at all. I think he hated that he hyped him up like that. That's like you know what? I just want to get out of here now. It's just kind of ridiculous that he would do something like that. And I understand.
It's just the fact that you said it, though.
I mean, if you're trying to shoot confidence into your quarterback, I mean, I don't see a problem with it.
Yeah, it's kind of like when Shaq went to Miami and got to talking all like that.
Tua played good after that. Till he start rocking his head back and forth.
Multiple times.
What did you just say, man?
Still did, nigga.
What?
Ain't no worry about them type of jokes.
What?
I didn't want to see that. How about that? But you still making me watch it.
You just gave me. Oh man, you're cold,
What
man.
did Miami do this offseason? What did it need to do?
Hire some more doctors because shit about to get more fucked up over there. That's
Man, you
all
guys
it
are
is. Yeah, like,
you guys are foul.
You got a junkie head coach who just looks like he's a lawyer from Vice City. Look like he doped up all the time. It's just not. It's not really a good situation over there. Miami, oh God, I'm sorry, Jesus.
Xavier never got signed to nobody. Yeah.
Who?
Xavier never got signed to nobody. Yeah.
I don't think so.
I think he has some off the field issues.
This is what we told Drake. Settle in Miami. It's gonna get worse.
The AFC least. I like that name, Ragu.
Oh yeah, that's what it's getting.
And that's why they got up most of them Super Bowls, because that AFC East least was trash.
Except for the Bills.
Let's go. Let's go Giants. Go to Cook City. I believe this is what, the number 3 pick? I think that's what's getting Travis. Unfortunately. Unless some trade happens, but it looks like that's where Travis is going. Well, the only reason I say that is because by the time Cam and Shador come off the board, is there any quarterback that's that good that you take over Travis? Even though you need a quarterback, is there somebody who's like, sometimes you gotta say F that fits. We're taking the best player available, and I feel like if you don't, unless you get Cam or Shador, it's really you take the best player available. I mean, that would be another conversation.
They're not going quarterback. If I'm the Giants, just because I feel like
Go for the line.
I feel like they trade back a little bit. Honestly, they feel like if their quarterback is out of play,
That's a good one. That's a good idea.
Because I feel like if you want a wide receiver, first of all, I don't even think Travis Hunter as a wide receiver is that great of a prospect as people are acting like. But I feel like there's also a lot of options with the guy over at Arizona, McMillan. If you want Travis, then stay there because somebody's gonna take him top 5. You know what I mean? But I just feel like Travis is more performing. But I feel like if I'm the Giants, if I'm done, if I'm not thinking about a quarterback, I'll probably trade back into like the 7th or 8th spot. Get that
To get what?
Get a wide receiver because I feel like McMillan, I feel like it's their guy. If that's what they want.
So you want to get neighbors some help.
Yeah.
What's the point of having all these receivers when you got nobody to throw to?
They got Drew Lock.
I think you can't even say that with a straight face.
He said they got Drew Lock.
They got Drew Lock.
The guy singing Young.
It's gonna be interesting though. I think the way the draft order is right now, I don't think it's gonna be like this on draft day. I feel like it's gonna be some teams to make some moves.
Something weird is about to happen in draft day.
Yeah. It's gonna be a fun summer, man. After the season's over, it's gonna be fun. I hope so, bro. Because if Shador goes there, I think it's
over. I feel bad. Unless Deion has a say so.
That's probably one of the worst situations he can go through.
You think Deion Sanders will get a say so in this or nah?
No. What the F Deion got to do?
Yeah, what are you gonna say? I don't know. He can have something to say. What can he say?
Shout out Deion, but who y'all think that nigga is?
What do you think you is, man?
Ain't nobody bigger than the program.
That shit hurts my soul when niggas ask stupid ass questions like that.
But I think,
like, what the fuck can he say or do? Like, what the niggas doing?
Tennessee, I think me looking at the top 5 picks right now, I feel like Tennessee is the absolute worst situation you could go to out of those. Especially for the ones that need a quarterback. I'd rather him go to Cleveland and New York than Tennessee.
I want him to New York.
But the Giants ain't taking a black quarterback, so that's probably out of the question after that.
So what you gonna do with Deshaun Watson?
Deshaun, I mean, they're probably gonna play how Atlanta just did, just see how he played next year, and if he starts fitting the bed. Cam, what you be saying, Ragu?
What?
Get out there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I think Deshaun. Thomas kind of done. I think that's
Well, apparently they said he's gonna start the season in 25 as of right now. So, I don't see no hurt. I don't see no harm in that. You gave a man a fully guaranteed contract. At least you can do is see.
I guess they don't have like playoff aspirations or whatever. So I guess maybe now is a good chance to like pick up weapons for the future, and then address that quarterback maybe in a year or two later.
So don't take him.
No, I feel like
passing on Cam would be crazy.
I just don't want Cam to get drafted if he sits that first year. I don't want to see that.
Nigga, see, that's the effort problem.
That's
fans
issue.
like you, that's the effort problem right there. They need to sit their butt down before getting thrown in the fire. That's the problem there.
Let them learn behind some.
Thank you. Everybody ain't Jake and CJ.
Yeah. Oh, no, man.
Let him learn first, and then
let him sit behind a veteran, and then you know what I'm saying. When it's time, they'll know. When it's your time, it's your time.
I just hate when it's like I understand some quarterbacks are like, man, he's the number 2 pick, though.
Learn.
Trubisky was a number 2 pick too.
He was just trash. I would say that the entire draft.
Carried by that defense.
I got a question out of curiosity. What did you think about Mahomes when he got drafted in real time?
I don't think anybody. I thought he was a decent pick. It was one of those things where I was like, okay, they drafted Mahomes because obviously Alex Smith was off the board. I didn't expect Alex Smith to start the season. I thought he would be gone by then. So I was kind of surprised by that. But eventually he did leave, and we saw Mahomes and Mahomes. But at the time period, I was kind of disappointed because it's also another situation where it's like, man, a quarterback that I love to see in college, top 10 pick, not starting immediately. It's just kind of like, it's kind of hard to see.
But then you throw him in the fire, bro, and who knows? It might end up really bad. So just give him something to learn.
What's that Chiefs team of fire at that time period?
They were decent.
But obviously, you see how that works out now, so I can't just, sit here and deny that.
I remember what team I brought up from the first team. Did I say the Jags? Or was it on Tennessee? Wait, which team did I say?
He was on Tennessee.
He was on Tennessee. Tennessee, all right. Jesus, right. I don't know how you improve your defense like that and then win 3 games. Like your defense should at least get you 6-7 at least. I don't understand that. That sounds like coaching at that point, but I don't mind them losing. Or tanking, either way. Let's go to Isaiah.
So you said you saw evidence of tanking?
You said what?
You said you seen evidence of tanking?
I'm saying for you to improve the defense like that, and then you go out there and win 3 games, it had to have been either some dog spit coaching or some tanking going on.
Yeah, it's a bad coaching, terrible play. It sucked. I seen they hardest trying to win. They just terrible. Yeah, they just got off.
Let's go to Isaiah City, man. Jacksonville.
That's what we was. I thought that's what we was at.
No, we was on.
I
thought we was on the Jags.
Well, I don't know. Y'all said Tennessee. Y'all said I said Tennessee, which if I remember correctly, I did say Tennessee.
Yeah, I think we had carries for the debate off.
Yeah, I think it was Tennessee. So yeah, let's go Jags.
That's what I was telling you. They're terrible.
Yeah, these niggas was just trash. I said before the season started. I was one win off. I gave them 5 wins, and these sorry niggas couldn't even get that. And I remember Isaiah was so mad when I said that 5 wins, but I was 1 off.
I'm kind of happy their head coach is gone. I just want to get that show. There's too many bad decisions, play calling too. It was fine. Yeah. Honestly, I feel like I Trevor Lawrence to become that guy. And I feel like the more I wait, the more
I feel like the generation we're talking about.
yeah,
He can be a good quarterback, possibly.
yeah, he could be like, you'll be around. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
like a decent, starting quarterback.
He'll be like one of the lower tier stars.
Yeah, but generational, it's like at this point he's in like year what, 4 or 5?
Yeah, you niggas are still holding on.
It's kind of
Where Isaiah at? He needs to hear that.
this ain't Clemson no more.
He ain't got nothing else.
He's still gonna bring up that half a stretch of season they had when he played for good football as his evidence. And Urban Meyer. Is that Jesus? Jacksonville?
Right, coaching college could potentially fit that. I don't think it's something.
I mean, ever since they went 7-2 last year, from that point to now, it's like, what's the problem? And it's not something. One thing I do agree with Isaiah. That's not something you can blame on one person. This has to be a collective of, bad things going on, whatever that may be. Let's go Cardinals. 8-9, there you go. Yeah. Cardinals, man. What they need to do this offseason?
It definitely starts.
They got to get after the quarterback a little better too.
They showed promise throughout the season. I think I will give them credit. I think they're better than what I was expecting.
I mean, they were number 1 in the NFC West at one point.
Yeah,
I'm not talking week 1 and 2. I'm talking like 6-7 weeks in.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
It's just they at some point finally just deteriorated.
I don't think that defense is much to talk about outside of Buddha.
I also think
It's not. That's the problem. But see, they don't get after the QB at all.
Extremely, really.
He is nice though. No, he is nice.
He is nice, but I thought he was like, he was a bust, and I'm like, are we watching the same Marvin Harris? I know he's not.
Bus is crazy.
That's yeah.
Yeah,
That's going to.
I wouldn't even talk to casual fans like that.
when they talk about Caleb Williams, but Marvin Harrison was like, they were calling him like one of the best wide receiver prospects we've seen in a minute. You know what I mean? And people were kind of like, he kind of underperformed. I'm like, remember, he's still a rookie.
He started off hot and then he did fizzle a little bit, but he's adjusting. He's a rookie.
Yeah, and I feel like,
and it ain't like he got the best quarterback in the world.
Yeah. I think it just hurts him as well that, his other peers, like, Neighbors, Brian Thomas, that they, had better than them. But I'm
Absolutely.
Here thinking, like, he can still be that, that guy, that number 1 receiver we talked about.
He has a quarterback that relies too much on elite route running. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, Kyler Murray is pretty much as good as the receiver you give him. He's not the type that's going to elevate his receivers. And I mean, that's okay. Every quarterback is not like that, I mean, he's shown that he could be good with an elite receiver. We've seen him when he had Hopkins. So, but I mean, we can't put too much on Harrison. If him in his first season, you're expecting him to carry his quarterback. Like, that's
Carry his quarterback? Y'all agree with that?
You also feel like Kyler can be the guy in Arizona.
So you saying Kyler is nasty?
I mean, he's better than I think anything else they're gonna get. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's nobody in the draft who I feel like is potentially that they realistically could get that's better than him. And I don't see any free agents that's like so much better than Kyler Murray for like, all right, we gotta go get them. So I feel like just look it out. You cool with Murray? Murray's not bad. Like, I don't think he's a bad quarterback.
Oh yeah, it's kind of sounded like you thought he was a bad
He's not
QB.
good enough for us. Like, he can go out there and, like, win, a big number or whatever, but he's not also not.
Okay.
keep doing what you're doing. Keep Diddy watching.
I forgot about
Keep the line. Keep
Oh, this thing is stupid.
all everybody back.
I feel like the main thing, they gotta fix that line though, for the future. That's over this year. I feel like that needs to be. That's
I'm like, well, bro, Jay, I'm trying to figure out what changed between this year and last year because the line was good last year.
I don't know. I don't know if it was just like the momentum.
They had a huge decline.
I don't know, man.
When he talked to Flex, did he say anything about that?
JC, I don't think Cleveland fans even know what happened. No, I'm not even saying that to be funny, y'all. It's just a fact. What really happened?
Yeah.
You guys had Flacco for college. Why didn't you bring him back? Like, what's really going on?
Well, I understand why they didn't bring that man back, but yeah. That magic was only going to last for so long. They didn't bring him back the same reason the Colts kept benching. Ragu, what you think?
On that O-line?
You can't hear you, Ragu. Mute.
Let's get up to the headset.
You said what?
You can't hear me?
You can't hear you, brother.
What Mike said.
Man, he probably been muted half the episode. We didn't even realize.
Bro.
Cool. I know you're gonna be surprised.
Now can you hear me?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus, cool. Jesus.
Y'all talking about Cleveland's O-line?
We on Cleveland.
Cleveland's O-line or Cleveland period?
Cleveland period. Like, what you think they need from your observation outside of this?
Lord.
Man.
They do have a very messy situation.
They
went from 11. You know what the problem? My bad. Before you go, Ragu, you know what I think the biggest problem with them is? They went from 11 wins last season to 3 wins this season, and they don't know why. And I think that's the biggest problem with them right now.
I think they need a quarterback, bro. Sorry to say.
I think so too.
They won 11 games without him, so it can't be that.
Nah, I mean, there's only so many times you can get away with that, though.
That's true. That is true.
So you giving up on Diddy?
And he needs to. It's not gonna work there, man. Maybe.
And you gotta realize,
And he's hurt, man. So
I think it helps.
Real quick, I was just gonna say, we said it earlier on in the season. Between the sexual assault cases, getting hurt, missing all this football time. It's
But
safe
everybody
to say
always
time is
wants to bring
done.
up that shit. Why don't y'all bring up the shit he lost his pops? Childhood
Yeah.
friends. He had a lot of personal shit going on. And I'm not defending him. I'm just saying, he did have a lot of personal.
And I think too, I think it would help. Because this is another thing I've said about quarterbacks in the past. I feel sometimes having a quarterback who's right on your heels helps you play better in some ways too. And, that's to explore the Cam thing I was talking about, Jay. If they was to get Cam, knowing that it's somebody right behind you emerging, that's ready to take that position.
I never noticed I never noticed until you said it.
Because I knew it was coming from these niggas, bro. I'll be happy to get to the point.
Hey, nah, it was after. It was after for me. With me.
This sounds crazy. If you have another quarterback,
Oh, shit.
You know what I'm saying? If you have that pressure and fans, seemingly wanting to, hey, give this guy a chance, give this guy a shot. I think sometimes it makes a quarterback play better when they know that their job isn't like sealed, signed, and delivered. And I think that can help them in a way if you draft somebody like Cam behind.
A little competition.
Like, that's the same.
Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. We've seen that help certain guys. Like,
It ain't never hurt nobody.
Yeah, all of a sudden they start talking about, man, put that guy in off the bench, and then all of a sudden you see the quarterback start playing better. You know what I'm saying? Like, it happens.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to how
the deal and how are they going to address certain issues.
Yeah, what did they just do? Jay Will. Oh no, well, Jay Will. Like, don't ask me. They just got rid of what the O'Core and kept the coach.
Brown?
Yeah,
Oh, I
they made some kind of move coaching wise, but I know Stefanski is still there. We need Tyrell in there to talk about.
I mean, he just won coach of the year, so I mean, they wasn't gonna fire him off the one season. Now, next season, you know, he only got 3 wins. And
Shit, if he wasn't as tall, coach of the year or not, they'd have fired his ass. They'd have fired his ass. Guarantee you that.
That's neither here nor there.
Like I said, Browns, bring back Diddy, bring back Jameis, bring back Glenn, whatever the fuck his name is. Bring back all of them.
Winston probably gonna get like a little
They gonna give us
minimum contract to do like a fill-in year for somebody that need a quarterback.
Basically, what Winston is anyways.
I agree. And the flex on no big deal talking about Winston back.
You see, he ain't been back since, right?
Jameis got hurt though, right? He ended the season hurt, didn't
Yeah, that nigga.
I'm talking about, no, he said that before that.
His feelings was hurt.
he?
He probably. When I realized that he probably desperate for something right now.
Okay, you right there.
Oh, Jay, you're not right. I'm giving them no sense.
Fuck that.
That's the division title, so I can understand that.
The 2024 season is officially over.
That's
January.
crazy.
It sounds depressing when you say that.
It
just sounds like
How fast did that go though, man?
that went too fast, bro. Like,
It felt like we was just doing predictions, like just the other day. I still remember my takes fresh. Most of them.
The season really was a breeze, though.
We got the recap coming soon. We see who was talking some bullshit.
It feels like just yesterday.
I can't wait to watch that and see what happens.
Yeah, you gotta pull up, Coop. I know you
I'm
want
definitely gonna
pull
pull up.
You gotta come laugh at niggas.
I'm definitely like,
Like y'all niggas said what?
pause this shit. Oh my god.
Get the clips ready and everything.
Any last oh yeah, for sure, I gotta work on that too. Any last words, man, before we close the chapter and get into this playoff thing?
Just crazy, man. The season really went by like that. How you gonna do that to us? That was too funny.
For the teams like
Just win, baby.
Ragu and Dre,
Yeah.
pain is over with. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can relax now.